So I've heard YouTubers make it really big with controversial topic. Today I'm going to take a stab at a controversial topic of target school versus non-target school. Of course, I'm not here to just point out problems. I'm here to solve problems too. So at the last section of this video, based on my experience, I will definitely talk about how non-target school students can do to level the playing field. Throughout this video, I will use McKinsey and Goldman Sachs as examples because McKinsey is the Goldman Sachs of management consulting, and Goldman Sachs, well, it's the Goldman Sachs of finance. So let's dive into it. What is a target school? There are schools elite employers target for talent recruiting. I went to a target school for undergraduate and an MBA program that I strongly believe is very non-target for what I wanted to pursue. So I have my perspective on both going to a target school and going to a non-target. So what are the benefits associated with going to target school? To me, mostly it's access. It comes in many dimensions, specifically access to job opportunities at elite firms because they recruit on campus. Those firms typically associate with professions with high intensity, high impact work, and accelerated career path. For example, work in investment banking and management consulting for 2 to 3 years is the equivalent of working at a regular corporate job for 5+ years. The reason being the intensity, the skill you develop, and the caliber of clients you service on a daily basis. You will be working 80 to 100 hours or flying back and forth each week to client site, advising Fortune 500 companies on financing or strategic decisions that are mission critical to that firm's success or sometimes even survival. And having McKinsey or Goldman Sachs on your resume can further signal your labor value to the employer that hire you after those jobs. And they can have cascade positive impact on your entire career trajectory. So that access definitely fast tracks your career if you get the right role out of college. Also, you get access to alums who occupy powerful positions in their respective fields, and even country leaders. Access to peers who have relatively higher probability of succeeding in their field. Also, access to professors who are either academically very accomplished or professionally very accomplished who can open doors for you. In general, access saves you a lot of time. And to think about it in another way, it saves you from unnecessary detours in your career. So why do firms hire at target schools? Margin of safety will be one. To me, I think it's safe to assume an average student at Harvard is a better intrinsic talent than an average student at a very non-target school. I'm talking about average. There are always outliers, but we're not talking about outliers here. And that's a reason why the best firms cast their recruiting net at the target school. When a firm hires a Harvard grad and she turns out to be a very bad employee, people are less likely to blame the hiring manager for taking a chance at somebody out of Harvard. Things didn't work out, whatever. If she gave a chance to a candidate from a non-target school that the firm has never recruited from, people are going to be much less tolerant about a mistake for taking a chance. Most current McKinsey consultants are from Ivy League or any of the top 25 US news undergraduate schools. And I bet that's the same set of schools McKinsey is recruiting from for their next generation of talent. People like to hire from their alma mater for a few reasons. One, they know there's a minimum expectation for students who were able to gain admission into those schools in the first place. Two, something about how these students are trained academically at these target schools have translated empirically into success in the professional world. And that's why a lot of these McKinsey partners are Harvard undergrads, Harvard Business School grads, Stanford Business School grads. Three, there is also a territorial aspect, which is, okay, I went to Princeton. As a Princeton alum, obviously I want more school representation at my firm because it's a pride thing, right? I want more Princeton Tigers at McKinsey. So I persuade my firm to target recruiting at my alma mater. It's not going to be difficult to convince McKinsey to recruit at Princeton. They probably already do. When a firm pays a college career center, their goal is to meet as many qualified talent as possible. Does a non-target school have qualified talents? Yes. Is it good return on investment to recruit at a non-target school? Financially, no. Because firms are much more likely to find enough number of qualified talents at a target school. So that's where the firms will cast their recruiting net. Has there been bad apples at target schools? Hell yes. Harvard Business School alone is carrying the load on this one. Raja Gupta, ex-McKinsey managing partner, that's CEO of McKinsey, insider trading scandal at Galleon. Jeffrey Skilling, Harvard Business School grad, McKinsey partner. Oh, by the way, Rajat Gupta is also Harvard Business School grad. So what are my observations interacting extensively with non-target school students? Few things. A sizable subset of non-target school students I've interacted with are pursuing high-intensity profession for the wrong motives. They're compensating for not able to attend a high-caliber school and to prove that they have made it to the big league. They're pursuing this profession to impress their classmates. Look, it's gonna be the year 2023 soon. If you tell me you work in investment banking, most people just feel bad for you instead of being impressed. But when you're in school, you tend to see your school as your own world. You cannot see beyond that. At the best schools, the students know they have a shot at Goldman Sachs or McKinsey, and they inspire each other to compete for these opportunities. So there is a positive peer pressure that lifts the entire community to aim higher and achieve bigger things. At the non-target, I can imagine most are complacent to get a decent corporate job as the first job out of college. Since 1 or 2 alum in history of school have gotten a job at Goldman Sachs or McKinsey, most don't even bother trying. And the issue here is kind of a vicious cycle. One of the causes of this vision issue is why these schools are called non-targets in the first place. It's because these elite firms chose not to recruit actively at these schools. There is a socioeconomic component to this. If you have parents who are academically or financially successful, they tend to instill in you very early on success takes hard work. Where I went to college for undergraduate, the library is open 24 hours during the finals week, and I cannot find a seat to study because everyone is studying for the finals. Yes, many are cramming last minute, but they want to compete for best grades, for the best professional opportunity out of college, or going to a top PhD program. In that kind of environment, it creates a positive peer pressure mechanism for everyone to overachieve. And that's actually beneficial for everybody. And the best firms recruiting at non-target schools probably are not expecting as much out of the candidates in terms of interview prep or academic achievement. I'm not saying everyone should stay in the library overnight, and I hope I'm not starting that trend. The elite firms do work employees very hard, and they find higher assurance in sourcing talents from schools where work ethic is already instilled in them very on during school that can carry them to the professional world. Yeah, let me give you an example. When I was an MBA student, I attended a private equity conference at the Yale School of Management. The chief operating officer of Blackstone, Tony James, he made a comment about how Blackstone prefers to hire explicitly Goldman Sachs investment banking analysts because of their work ethic. In addition to intrinsic ability, you have to work hard. There is assurance of work ethic ties with certain brand name firm, in this case, Goldman Sachs. So I've shared my observation and theories. So what's the solution? I mean, I don't know where you are in your academic journey. If you're in high school, definitely try your best to get into a target school, especially a school that is very strong in placing you in a career path you're interested in pursuing. I think of job search as a business. You need good product, but you also need a strong sales channel. You are the product. Your school is your sales channel. Both are very important. If you are at a target school, definitely do very well academically and also work on your interview and technical skill. I think you'll be fine no matter what path you take, because at least any firm of your dreams are willing to give you a chance to interview you on campus. That is a big benefit of going to a target school. If you go to a non-target school, is your life over? No, I don't think so. Here is what you should do. The most important thing is be a good product. You are in control of yourself as a product. Work on yourself, read, network, meet mentors. Trust me on this, because I'm in my mid-30s. Once you're out of school for 3 to 5 years, where you went to school does not matter at all versus what you have accomplished professionally. The good thing is the information is everywhere today. The tough part is most people don't have the willpower and more importantly, the discipline to get good at what they want to become. Again, quoting my man Denzel Washington, without commitment, you will never start. Without consistency, you will never finish. You need both. You need to be a self-starter and be disciplined enough to compound your knowledge and increase your own intrinsic value. You need to understand the system. Because your dream firm don't recruit on campus, it can feel like you lost the battle before the battle even began. The target school folks can ask their alum about how the system works. When do firms recruit? What are the unspoken etiquettes during an informational interview? And so on. Like Gordon Gekko says,
if you're not inside, you are outside, okay?
Understand the system. Again, the information is out there. In many cases, it's free too. I know for sure for finance, but equally for consulting and other high-intensity professions. You need to be a self-starter to go find this information, to develop a deep knowledge about how the profession works and what are the rules of the game in terms of recruiting. You'll likely break into these industries via networking, but the amount of non-targets working and thriving in high finance professions tell me it's completely doable. You need to develop a growth mindset. First thing to do is to stop keep bringing up that you're a non-target student, like the world owes you anything. You did not get into a target school, that's the reality. But life isn't over, like I said before. Instead, know you can again be in control of your destiny if you just work harder to bridge the gap in intrinsic ability and lack of access. If you insist on keep reminding yourself that you are a non-target student, at least frame it differently. When you do succeed in breaking into a elite firm, you might want to remind yourself that there will always be a benefit of the doubt on your ability versus people who went to target school. So you have a chip on your shoulder to continue to working hard and to prove that you are as good, if not better than the rest of them. That's a much healthier mindset to have as a non-target student in the professional world. You need to be in a league of your own. Be the very best at your school, so you can compete with peers at target schools. It will be lonely. You probably can't stand your mediocre, non-achieving classmates at your non-target school, but that's okay. You're gonna leave them behind in your professional and academic career. 5 years later, they don't matter. You matter. In Chinese, we have this saying about a frog in the well. It's used to describe a narrow-minded person who doesn't see the bigger world. Don't be that frog in the well. Go out there, be better. If you found this helpful, please give it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for future contents. Happy holidays to you and your family. Thank you all so much for the continued support and liking my video. So I will talk to you guys in 2023. Peace.